Hi, welcome to month 3. I'm Danielle. This is just a little intro into what Pachavega is all about. So we're doing this detox protocol here, but it's not anything hardcore. It is a soft, gentle detox protocol. And the reason that I call it soft and gentle is because all you're doing is feeding your cells and you're helping your organs detoxify naturally as they want to. So this is the incredible resilience of the human body, is our body is constantly trying to balance out toxins, nutrition, everything that you're giving it into a state of homeostasis. So this is when everything is balanced and flowing naturally. We're inundated with toxins and all kinds of other junk that we consume, and we're just trying to survive here. So during this protocol and doing these detox protocols here with the temple, you will just be supporting your detox organs to do what they are naturally meant to do, which is balance your body, right? Allow you to live a full life. So nothing crazy here. And we're going to start really simply. I think this next part is so amazing because this morning, as I was setting up to film this for you, I actually found myself making almost the exact same soup that I'm going to show you. I made a pea soup for my daughter this morning so I could send it to school with her. I'm also a mom, so doing all this stuff on the side. But I'm going to make for you a ginger butternut squash soup. And that is one of the recipes for this month. It is absolutely delicious. And it has the same base that I used in my soup this morning. And it's a mirepoix base. This comes from the French cuisine. It is a base of celery, carrots, and onion. Okay, onion a little bit higher. So maybe 1 part onion, half part celery, half part carrot. We're going to saute all this, and then we're going to also do the butternut squash, okay? Butternut squash is so versatile because you can use it savory and sweet, and that's what I'm going to show you this month. Remember this? This is our carrot pulp from our juice. We're going to use it in the soup today. So I put it in the freezer so it would withstand and stay fresh, and now no waste. So instead of using carrots in my soup, I'm going to use carrot pulp. So for the ingredients, we've got the carrot pulp, we've got onion, we've got celery, we've got fresh ginger, and then cumin and black pepper as the spices, some salt, and some other sneaky things. Let's get making it. So we're going to use coconut oil. So this is fresh coconut oil from here on the island instead of olive oil. And this is what we're going to use to saute our mirepoix. So we're kind of crossing genres here, but it's going to be really delicious with this beautiful coconut oil to give it that coconut essence. And then we're also going to use coconut milk or coconut cream or coconut butter, whatever you've got on hand. This recipe calls for ground turmeric, but I have so much fresh turmeric growing in my garden, so we're going to use this big chunk of fresh turmeric. And in addition to that black pepper, that's that anti-inflammatory effect that we're looking for. All right, so let's throw all of our mirepoix ingredients, our onion, our carrot pulp, and our celery, as well as the ginger. So we're gonna let this cook a little bit, let's say 5 minutes, and then we're gonna add our star of the show, which is that butternut squash. All right, we've just let it cook a little bit, so making sure not to burn it, so moving it around. Then we are going to add the star of the show, which is the butternut squash. However, I'm only going to add half because half will also go into this sweet realm with our chia blended overnight oats. Okay, so we are going to add the coconut milk now. All right, we're just gonna add a little bit of our black pepper to enhance the curcumin, which is the compound in the turmeric, to be more anti-inflammatory in the body. And cumin, because I love cumin. This is very good for your digestion, cumin. It's also one of the most popular spices in the entire world. And just let that saute for a little longer until the butternut squash is soft. Then we're going to let it cool for couple minutes before we blend it. This is a blended soup. It's so delicious. It's so hearty. And right before we blend it, we're gonna add that orange juice, that fresh squeezed orange juice and orange zest. Ooh, I can't wait. So we're just gonna juice these oranges, squeezing out the seeds because they're full of seeds. Here is our soup. You can see it's not soupy at all, so that's why we are going to add the orange juice. Fresh squeezed orange juice. And now we are going to blend it. One thing we forgot to add, and we need to add because it needs it, is salt. I love pink salt these days. It's a sulfurous salt that kind of tastes like eggs. It adds a really deep umami flavor, so we're going to use some of that in our soup. And now for the moment you've been waiting for, to taste it. Yes, 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 yes! You're gonna love it. You're absolutely gonna love it. Now to serve it with some crusty sourdough bread and sprouts. Cheers. Whoa. So we're gonna do the rest of our butternut squash, and we're gonna use coconut oil again. But this time we're gonna add cinnamon, and we're gonna take it sweet. All right. So let's let that saute for a bit. We'll add our cinnamon. Okay, and just saute it down until it's nice and soft. All right, so we're ready to add a bit of water to steam these butternut squash. Turn the stove off right there. You can hear it, right? So it's steaming, we turn the stove off, and now we're gonna add the maple syrup and just mix it all up. And then this can be eaten hot on your overnight oats, or you can put it in the fridge and add it as a cold topping in the morning. It's so delicious. And this is what your butternut squash looks like. Delicious. Okay, we're gonna make a really simple almond milk, and using 2 cups of water and about 3/4 of a cup of almonds. It's that simple, really. Then we blend and we strain and we put it in a metal bowl, and then we put it in the fridge. It's very easy. Okay, so here's your almond milk. You got your strainer, you got your stainless steel bowl. You're just gonna pour it in and strain it out. Okay, and don't forget, we can also use the nut milk pulp. So maybe we'll actually use it next month. So stick it in your freezer until then, and we will save it for another recipe. And one of these nut milk bags is invaluable in the kitchen. You can do your own juices in a blender, make your own nut milks at home. It's really awesome. So definitely grab yourself one of these. Okay, and you can squeeze it as long as you want to get as much milk as you can out of it. All right, now for our overnight oats, we are going to add this almond milk back to the blender. And then we're gonna add all of our other ingredients. Oats. Some dates. So these dates are for sweetener. A little bit of vanilla extract. Okay, I use vanilla powder. So this is the full powder of the entire vanilla bean. I'm just gonna add a little bit of ginger in there. And since I'm on this orange kick, why don't we add a little bit of orange zest from the oranges from our soup? Of course, cinnamon. So here's a good opportunity to actually add things called adaptogens into your everyday. So we're going to introduce these next month. Adaptogens, medicinal mushrooms. And so I have this blend actually that I just use, and it's got all kinds of things in it. Lion's mane, maca, mesquite, ashwagandha, astragalus, ginseng. And so I'm going to add a little bit of that into my overnight oats. You don't have to add it this time around. I'm not even going to put it in the recipe, but I'm going to introduce these to you next month. just taste for sweetness. Oh my goodness. I don't know how something so simple can be so delicious. Wow. So we're gonna mix this in with the chia and then leave it in the fridge overnight. And this is our breakfast topped with that butternut squash. So I'm actually gonna show you a really quick tip to mix the chia in. Now, you don't wanna blend the chia, you want the chia to be whole, but I wanna mix it. So actually, just taking advantage of the fact that this is still in the blender, we pour the chia in, and all we do is on very low, we just, that's it. Again. That's it. Again. That's it. We're just stirring it. So instead of having to actually pour it into a different container, dirty that container up, stir it all up, we're just stirring it. Done. It's like a whoop and then done. Ooh, it's already getting thick. Amazing. So that's it. Then we pour it into our jar. We'll stick it in the fridge and let that chia set. Chia pudding for breakfast. Hi, good morning. I got my chia pudding out of the fridge and it's amazing. It's set. So as you can see, it's very pudding-like. I warmed up the butternut squash because when it cooled down, it got harder. And that coconut oil, you know, became, like you could see the coconut oil as it was cold. So I warmed it up. So now it's going to be super like juicy. I warmed it up with just a splash of water and then it kind of steamed in the pan. And then I'm going to put it on here and eat it. So enjoy so much. This is absolutely delicious. It's gut healing. It's detoxifying. It's nutrient rich and incredibly tasty. So there's that. And coming up soon are the zucchini noodles. Hi, we're going to be making one of my favorite raw vegan pestos. So this one is made with organic basil and some greens. You could use any greens. Kale works really well. It hides the taste quite a bit. Bok choy is what I've got here. You could also use arugula, like a small amount. And you could use any greens that you have in your garden. So here in the tropics where I live, I have verdolaga, which is purslane. I've got oregano, I have moringa, I've got gotu kola. So any of these would be great in this pesto, but also where you're at, even some romaine. So when you see your basil and it has a bit of browning, you can remove this. It's kind of oxidated. It could have been due to freezing or basically bruising. Yeah, so usually this becomes more oxidated, doesn't have that fresh basil taste. So it's recommended that you remove it. So we're gonna take those off and then we're just gonna put all this basil straight in the food processor. So I'm not gonna lie, this is taking a really long time to pick this is the behind the scenes video. Yeah, I wanted to share that with you because I think it's really important. Like, this is another part of connecting with our food. You know, we're in such a rush these days. Granted, I did want to film this video fast, but you know, we're in such a rush that we forget where our food comes from. We forget how much energy is put into getting that pesto that you buy that's pre-made in the store. And we're giving ourselves time to connect to the plant. There's nowhere to go, you know, practicing presence, practicing mindfulness, the present moment, of trying not to rush through it or think my way out of it or think my way faster. Yeah, so I think this part of the process is actually really important. So although, you know, maybe it's not interesting watching me pick basil leaves, it is what you're going to be doing in the kitchen. So don't want to, you know, false advertise. It does. It takes time. It takes time. Food is slow medicine. It takes time for us to slowly prepare it. But I'm making a really big batch of pesto. And I'm also going to freeze it in ice cream cubes or ice cubes in order to be able to use it like on the fly. So I think that's also really important, is how to store it make a big batch, do this energy, like give yourself the opportunity to make this once, make a really good big batch of it, and then use some of it today, tomorrow, and freeze the rest. All right, I'm going to continue doing this. All right, that's the last of it. So now we're going to take kale and we're just going to destem it, rip it up a little bit, throw that in there. Same with the bok choy, we can just kind of rip it up, rip up the stem, throw that in there. Yeah. Dark leafy greens are an incredible source of calcium. And so calcium is one of the main minerals in our bodies. As we know, we need them for strong bones. And when you add lemon juice to dark leafy greens, it enhances our body's ability to absorb iron and calcium. So this pesto definitely has some lemon juice. Well, you can use lemon, but I'm using lime here because we don't have lemon in Nicaragua. Haven't seen a yellow lemon for a very long time. But we've got these cute little limones, limes. And what I do is I like to squeeze a whole bunch and put it in a jar. And so then I have lime juice like on ready to go whenever I need it. So that is part of our recipe. Lime juice. We're also going to add pine nuts, these little beauties. All right. And garlic. Okay, no pesto is complete without garlic. Now this pesto is vegan, so it doesn't have any cheese in it, but if you wanted, you could add some Parmigiano. However, I like it vegan because then it just becomes a little bit more versatile. We're going to add sea salt, some black pepper, and you could also add nutritional yeast. I don't have any at the moment, so I'm not going to add it. But that's what is really cool about this kind of cuisine. Like you can leave stuff out, you can add stuff, you can add other stuff, and you can still taste balance it until it's delicious. Olive oil. All right, let's blend it up. I'm going to do something totally unorthodox. I'm so sorry, those Italians out there, but I'm going to add tahini to this pesto. Why? Well, it will add such a creamy texture and also stretch it out a little bit. And I'm going to add it with the zucchini noodles. So just like I said, add a little bit more creaminess. Yeah, and I think it'll just taste amazing. So I'm going to do it. I'm rogue. I'm like that. Okay? Tahini in the pesto. Oh, definitely a good idea. Definitely a good idea. Wow, I love it. And I'm so excited to share this with you because this is the kind of food that heals your body on a cellular level and tastes amazing. All right, so you can leave it like this. It's quite thick, chunky, or you can top this off with olive oil. So I'm just gonna fill it with the rest of olive oil and then put it in the fridge. And it should be able to last in the fridge for, oh, I don't know, 3 weeks or something. Yeah, and then you can stir that in or leave it on top. And yeah, enjoy this. It's so delicious. Oh, it's taking me everything not to just like lick the container. Okay, enjoy. All right, to really enhance your zucchini pesto noodles, we're going to add tofu, organic tofu. We're going to take this, we're going to chop it into little squares, and we're going to marinate it, then pan fry it, and then add this to the top of the zucchini noodles. It's going to be so delicious. So I pre-freeze my tofu, and then when you take it out of the package, you're going to want to squeeze it. This is essentially, you know, when they say to press it, the same thing. And because of this, now there's less moisture inside, so it'll be able to uptake more of the marinade, and that's exactly what you want. All right, so we're just gonna chop our tofu into squares. Since I just want to show you what it looks like to freeze tofu, so it's a lot different than the tofu that you pick straight out of the fridge. So your marinade has Bragg's liquid aminos, Dijon mustard, and a little surprise ingredient, olive juice. So from brined olives, we're gonna add a bit of the olive juice. And we're gonna whisk this up. Now we're gonna add the tofu in to the marinade. So then you just kind of toss it around, and honestly, I like to just like squish it, and then it kind of releases all the marinated and then reabsorbs it, so everything's kind of equal. Let's see. Perfect. Amazingly marinated. Now we just need to pan fry it. We're just gonna add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. This is real life here. And let's straight up add the marinated tofu. Leave it on there, don't move it, let it kind of form a little bit of a crisp. Let's say 3 minutes, don't touch it. So you're looking for a little bit of browning. Hi, okay, let's do these zucchini noodles. So if you've never heard of a spiralizer, this is a vegetable spiralizer. So what's really amazing is you can take zucchini, carrot, beetroot, butternut squash, parsnip, many different types of root vegetables, and make them into noodles. They have different settings. Today I'm just going to use the, I guess, spaghetti setting. So it's a 3 millimeters, it says. Then there's also 2 millimeters, even smaller, so angel hair, and then a slicer. This is the one that I use all the time, by the way. All right, so we have to anchor this. So how we do that is there's this little thing here. We hold it down and it's a suction. So now, literally, I can't move it even if I try. Then we're gonna take our zucchini, which has been in the fridge, so it has condensation all over it. I'm gonna dry it. That's actually really important, is to dry your knives, dry your hands. You don't wanna cut with a wet hand, slippery, dangerous. So I like to just cut off the first end, not where the stalk was, but at the very beginning of it, so just the tip. So what we want to do is we want to put this in the middle, and keep this on, because yeah, that's gonna get all mangled anyways. So right in the middle. So there's a little blade you want to put right in the center. You're gonna put it right here. So get the center of your vegetable into the center of this hole. And then it's just, let's see, forward, spiralize forward. I mean, like the whole carrot, right? It's pretty cool. So it spiralizes around the carrot, and then this is the center. You can chop this up and add it to the salad. All right, now you see our hard work. This is it. I'm excited to add our pesto to it. One of my favorite kitchen tools, the tongs. So we are going to just add our pesto into our zucchini and carrot noodles. Tong those around. Okay, plate or bowl, you choose. I just got this beautiful organic lettuce from my local CSA, so I could put it in here, but then I kind of lose all the texture. So I'm gonna use a plate just to make it look nice, but really if I was eating it, I'd put it straight in the bowl. Always with sprouts. I hope you enjoyed the recipes this month and the rest of the detox protocol. Here we are doing it, trying our best every single day. So thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you next month.